Hello everyone and welcome back to the Tea Time podcast. Welcome to season 4, episode 1. What a day. Wow, it feels good to be back. It has been a while. And me and Aviv are absolutely excited to be here. We're buzzing.
We're laughing about it. We think we sound a bit unprofessional because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Some of our work ethic was a bit unprofessional overseas. Some parts me, some parts Gilad. However, I still have the most viewed video on the channel. So
that is true. Aviv, you do like to show off the fact that you've got the most viewed video.
Over a 2-minute video.
A 2-minute video. Jonty's back.
Who would have thought that a 2-minute video in my grandma's little apartment in Israel would have carried the channel?
Yeah, it's saving the channel. But we're back to save the channel again.
Exactly.
This is technically our 3rd return video. However, this time is going to be different. And we've probably said this the last 2 times.
Yeah, we really have.
But this time it's actually going to be different.
Wait till next time.
If there's a next time, you'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, we're back in Melbourne. And yeah, we've been talking about a lot of upgrades, a lot of new things. We were considering a new room, a new setting.
We were.
But we decided to keep this couch feel.
At least for the near future.
At least for the near future. We were thinking maybe of setting up like a wall of jerseys back here, which would be really cool. We're thinking of investing in some microphones.
Yeah.
Definitely in a tripod. That's probably going to be the next purchase.
Shout out to Dos and Toss for taking our ideas.
What ideas did they take?
They took the microphone idea from us.
Yeah, sure. Because it was our idea to
it was our idea. Just because we didn't say it, it was still in our heads.
Yeah, and we were the first ones to ever think of using a podcast and a microphone at the same time.
Yeah,
we were the first ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're thinking of leveling up. We're thinking of upgrading. And yeah, we're just going to be... Our goal, I think the overall goal is just consistency.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before. Season 2 was a great season for us. We made 10 episodes that season. We got on, I think just the one guest, maybe 2 if you count Ben.
Yeah, we'll count it.
Yeah, we got on a couple of guests, but we think following on from this episode, we're going to have a guest every single week. We're going to be consistent talking about everything that goes on in the week, a little bit better editing, and spend more time on it. Because, this is the only year in our recent lives that we're not really in school, or our main priority is kind of,
we have a good 5 months.
Yeah, we have a good 5 months before university starts, and we thought we would, really take advantage of that. So season 4 is going to be a big one. But today, we thought we actually wouldn't talk about any football.
Yeah.
And we would kind of recap what we've done this year, because I kind of realized that when we did season 3, the international season, we hyped it up a lot. We said, this is the international season, going international. And we never really explained what was going on, why we were going international, for how long, where we were. We kind of just got straight into it. So we thought today we'd just have a recap. It's currently, late October, of 2023. And let's just talk about 2023 so far.
I think, before we even talk about what we did, we've got to talk about what we're drinking.
Yes.
Don't get ahead of yourself, man.
Sorry. I'm just so excited for the podcast.
I think so am I, mate. Well, here we have this kind of brown mud water, also known as chai latte. Shout out to my Indian bros.
Is it Indian?
Yeah.
I feel like you've made that joke before on the podcast.
No, I think I have. I think I've had chai latte more than once.
I don't think I've ever had it in my life.
We'll try it.
It smells like cinnamon. Wow, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm a fan. This is really good.
This will be the first time he outdrinks me. I think there was one episode you didn't like him tea. I had like 6 cups of tea.
yeah. There's some episodes, if the tea's not good, then I don't like it.
No, you had a shot like 2 weeks in a row. You had like the licorice one you didn't like.
Yeah.
And you had like the ginger one you also hated. There was one that I hated as well.
This is really good though. I really like this. Chai latte is a dub.
Yeah.
First dub of the episode.
Why did you say dub so weird?
I did. I don't know.
You said like dub of the episode. You said it twice.
I did say it twice.
No real reason. That's just the energy that's coming through.
The energy is, mate. I'm excited to be back. I'm letting it all out there.
It kind of tastes like
It tastes cinnamony.
It's like if you made a chocolate bar out of ginger, out of I forgot what I was going to say.
A good segment for the podcast could be every week at the start of the episode, we try out something new,
Yeah,
I've recently, I want to try out some of the new Prime flavors.
Oh, I've got some in the back.
You've got Prime here?
Yeah, they're only like $5. You can buy them from 10-11.
Yeah, but $5 is for a drink that's kind of shit.
Yeah.
Not a fan. But, we should try out new stuff. We said we would do a mukbang. We should do a mukbang.
We did say we did some mukbang, yeah.
We kind of did. We did Pancake Time.
Oh,
Season 3, episode 1.
Oh my god.
But no, we'll definitely do some mukbangs. We'll try out some new things.
Pancakes? I'm trying to think.
Your grandma made those
pancakes.
She
made the pancakes. And when I ate all of them, you had like one.
No, I had a couple.
I was going to tell her as well. I ate them really gross in front of the camera. Yeah, remember.
But anyway, so let's get into, today's episode.
What I'm going to say, by the way, before we
sorry
for interrupting, but before we go, is what we want to do is we want to see more viewer attentiveness.
Yeah, viewer interaction.
So viewer interactions, right? So we've been saying questioning up a lot, and we've kind of thrown it around as a useless kind of meaning. We've said it a lot.
Do you want to save this for when we start questioning the app later on?
Yeah, we'll save it, but we have a very... Stay tuned for the big
announcements. Yeah, big announcement in regards to questioning the app. But yeah, so 2023 so far. I'll start off we kind of had a similar start to the year.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the first part. On the 1st of January 2023, we went on a school trip. Mm-hmm. We flew from Melbourne to Israel with our year level group, our graduating year level group, and we did a 3-week holiday in Israel where they took us, the school and Taglit Birthright took us around Israel. And we learnt about a lot of history. We visited a lot of sites, a lot of major cities. We had a little bit of free time there, but no, it was a really, really fun first 3 weeks, and it was a really nice and wholesome send-off to school. I know.
I would say it went out with a bang.
Yeah, we definitely went out with a bang.
We definitely went out with a bang.
It might have been a bit of a different experience for you, considering you came back. You left in year 3.
Yeah, but I came back in year 10.
Came back in year 10.
Still would consider it as going out with a bang.
Yeah, for sure. So that's something we did together. Why do you keep making those jokes?
For legal reasons, I can't speak. I just can't speak.
And then that was the first 3 weeks of our year, which was really, really enjoyable, really, really fun. And then we moved on to something even bigger and better. And do you want to talk about what that was?
Well, as I'm sure you guys saw, Jonty and Gil. By the way, side note, I tried to call Siri to say your name. She calls it Gilad and Aviv.
Yeah.
It's madness. Anyway, so I'm telling you, call you Gilad. And then
whatever you
anyway, so we went to Ethiopia together, the boys.
No, not yet.
Oh, what's that?
Aardvark next.
Oh yeah. So it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
we went on a program called Aardvark in Israel. We lived in Tel Aviv. I lived about 15-minute walk away from him. I was in Florentine. He was also in Florentine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were pretty close, living with roommates. I lived with 2 American roommates. Jamie, who you've seen, a friend of the podcast.
Yeah, friend of the podcast.
dear and trusted member of the podcast. And I was with a guy called Deji, British guy. So I was with 2 Americans, Ben and Seth. Lovely people. Wasn't the best roommate, but we moved.
You as an individual.
Me as an individual, a little bit messy, a little bit stinky, but big laughs that we had. And, love those boys. Wouldn't have changed it for the world.
Aw, wholesome Jonty moment.
And Jamie became very familiar with the couch, so shout out to Jamie.
Yeah, we were on this internship-based program. Some of us had an internship that we went to 4 times a week.
I went.
Did you?
I went 4 times in the program, but I think
it was like a 4.5 to 5 month program where we got given an apartment in Tel Aviv. We had an internship at a company of our choosing, where we would work at 4 days a week. And then we would also have one day that we would do a daily, a weekly trip that took on the whole day.
Yep. We got some good photos.
Yeah, we got some cool photos, and there was a lot of free time. Independent living in Tel Aviv, which was really enjoyable.
Yeah, beach. Right next to the beach, good location.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time at the beach.
A lot of clubbing.
A lot of clubbing, that's true. That's very,
Shout
very
out to
true.
Moonchild.
Moonchild is
our dear friend
staple.
Jamie can tell you a lot of stories about that place. He claims it's cursed.
Maybe we should get Jamie back on the podcast.
Maybe we should get like just a Moonchild story, a Moonchild episode.
A Moonchild.
Where Jamie discusses ours and his own experiences.
Okay.
At Moonchild.
We could do that. We could do that. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. Despite living 15 minutes away from each other, we did record 3 podcasts.
Yeah. 2 of which were uploaded.
No, all 3 were uploaded.
No, there was one which we didn't upload.
Oh, so we recorded 4 and uploaded 3. Yeah, 1 we didn't upload.
It wasn't that good of an episode anyways.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stinky one. We looked back on it and we're like, that was a bit of a waste of our time.
We looked back on it,
And yeah, that was a really, really good part of it. And as Aviv was speaking about earlier, Ethiopia, a part of the program was if you signed up by a certain date, you could get a free trip to one of 4 places. The options were Ethiopia, Italy, Germany, and Poland. And
there was also a Nepal trip as well.
Nepal as well. And Aviv and I, by chance, we didn't arrange it. We both chose Ethiopia, which was a really, really cool experience. Like,
it was good to have someone that you knew there. I think the group, shout out to the Ethiopia group, lovely guys, the people who were with. But not everyone there was my friend to begin with, and I was doing the program.
Yeah,
I wasn't really know many people there.
It was
it was good to have my boy there with me.
Yeah, it was very early on in the program. It was the 6th of Feb, and we started like the 25th of January. Mm-hmm. Whereas all the other international trips, Germany, Poland, etc., they were later on. So you kind of had more time to meet people that you hadn't known yet.
Well, I think we kind of we saw also a lot of. I didn't realize that we had people from the last semester because it was a 6-month program, but you had the option to do 12. We paid an extra bunch of money, and so we met people who were doing 2 semesters, and I didn't know that even existed until I saw them on that program. So that was nice. I think you did because you were friends with people who were friends with them.
Yeah, I did.
So I'm sure you were more familiar with it, but
no, that was Ethiopia was amazing. It was very changed perspective for me. Really, definitely perspective of the world. Like honestly, that first. So we flew from Tel Aviv airport.
We'll have photos showing them we can have photos. We'll show them.
We'll roll up photos, but we flew from Tel Aviv to Addis Ababa, which is the capital city of Ethiopia. Then we flew to Gondar straight away, which is like a bit more of a rural town. Spent 3 days there, then went back to the capital city Addis for a day, and then flew back to Israel.
We saw the Jewish community in Gondar, where the Jews live in Ethiopia.
We
saw the synagogue there. Now most synagogues, they're quite. I would say they're relatively modern buildings. Some are modern, some are old, but they have a very elegant design. They're very well taken care of, and there's a lot of
poverty.
I'm talking about the ones here.
Oh, here.
Here, you've got security guard side. There's a lot of security basically. And we went to the Ethiopia one, and it was just completely different. We walk in. It was just benches on dirt. There was corrugated walls, metal, little roof. That's spray paint for decorations.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Good word.
Yeah, good word. And so,
good.
Word of the day, mate.
Have
word
you?
of the day.
Have
No. I'm a smart bitch.
You just ruined the sentiment. You made a nice sentence or two, and you just ruined the sentiment.
But anyway, so these people I want to just talk about this and never mind.
Sure, whatever. We also went to this doctor's house.
I got a photo with a cute baby.
We'll roll that. We have to roll that. It's a very cute photo. There's Aviv with this Ethiopian kid.
His name was Solomon. Yeah. The doctor adopts him.
But yeah, it was definitely an unbelievable experience going to Ethiopia.
It was a very humbling experience.
100%.
I think I would recommend everyone to go. I would love to go there again.
Or maybe not Ethiopia specifically, or a country like
Africa.
Ethiopia.
I want to go to Africa and explore that place because Africa is an amazing continent, an amazing place. I think it's heavily slept on. In terms of people that go there. I don't think enough people go to Africa and experience it.
No, not a lot of. The tourism in Africa is definitely lower than most.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I realized, I realized kind of the unity of the Jewish people. How these people who they have, there's not really a lot of there's a lot of connections to Israel, but there's not much support from the diasporic Jews. Jews here who live in Australia get a lot of support within the community and a lot of support from Israel.
Yeah.
In Ethiopia, it kind of just feels like all they have is each other.
Yeah.
Right? And it was very oh my God, these guys are managing to continue the faith. And I really looked up to those people, especially the rabbi. I got a photo with the rabbi there.
Oh, did you?
Lovely guy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, love it. Shout out to him.
Like he's ever gonna see this.
He might. Yeah, but definitely, I would say. No, I would say best trip of my life.
Yeah.
Apart from like the Israel, the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's like
those like 5 days.
That's like week spent in my life.
Yeah.
Also, the food was amazing.
Wow.
Oh,
I didn't.
So
enjoy
I'll
the
post
food
some photos of the food as well.
Yeah.
We'll have a bunch of photos.
But no, it was. For me, I would say like, and like that experience is something that I don't think I'll ever forget. Like that first bus ride.
I've got a video of that.
Yeah.
I'll put that up.
Okay, we can put that up. Yeah.
I was the cameraman.
You were the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like. It was like, imagine it, like there's no pavement, it's pretty much all dirt road, there's donkeys running along the roads, there's sheep running everywhere, there's people with like, holding a stick like maybe as wide as your wingspan, and there's like dead chickens hanging on it, people trading animals, like doing the bare minimum to survive, and it's just, it really made me feel grateful for my life and how easy it is for me to go to a supermarket and buy food. But for them, it's kind of like they have to go out and find this food. They have to go, like, you know, it's pretty surreal stuff.
Actually, a funny story. The markets that we went to as well, you can kind of bargain and barter for goods. I actually got a haircut for $2. This story is crazy. So I was with Gilad and a friend called Nicky. Shout out to Nicky. Lovely guy.
Yeah, I stayed at his house. I stayed at his house in London for a night. Yeah,
you told me it was very. That sounded kind of rude, but like
No, I get you.
You didn't tell me.
I was just telling the viewers at home. That's okay. That's fine.
We can have private jokes as well. We can have our own discussions.
Yeah. Continue your haircut story.
So basically, Nikki's like, yo, you gotta get a haircut. And so I quickly look up, like, is there a risk of like catching any diseases from haircuts? Like if like the blade licks me or something. And I was like, it's fine, screw it, you'll be fine. And so got a haircut. And basically, so I get this haircut, and then the guy, the big boss, Miron, emphasis on the big, comes out, and he's like, "Yo, everyone, like, get back to the van." I'm sitting there with a haircut, right? Half my face is cut and half isn't. I'm like, bro, I can't stop now. So he comes in, and it's like, he doesn't say anything, but he's just standing outside the door watching me get the haircut.
Yeah.
I felt so uncomfortable. I felt so bad, but so like violated at the same time.
Yeah.
So the guy's like, he's taking his time. He's loving this. The heck.
Yeah.
He's looking at him. He's like, oh yeah. Like I'm talking.
Like how often does that guy get to cut hair for someone that's born that's someone from Australia?
Yeah, exactly. He's asked me loads of questions. His English wasn't great, but he was asking me lots of questions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we're also standing like by the way, like.
Yeah, Miron is one of the 3 like staff members that took us on this trip.
Yeah, no hates Miron, but then okay, I finished my haircut. He offers to do my beard. I'm like, nope, that's it. Miron will kill me if I say yes.
And so you did keep the whole bus waiting for about 10-15 minutes.
I didn't know. I didn't know it could take that long.
You kind of had a bit of a crowd at the start for the first few minutes. Like there were like 7 or 8 of us watching you get this haircut. Yeah. And I've got videos on my phone. I don't know if you do, but I've got videos. Pretty funny.
I think that was Then basically everyone comes, like everyone fuck off.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, and he's now just. I just sat there.
Yeah, the main
and
staff.
Everyone got pissed at me as well.
Because you kept the bus waiting for 10-15 minutes, and we wanted to get out of there.
Because it stunk of pretty
No, it was just, and also we didn't want to attract too much attention, But no, it was a great experience.
Oh yeah, and then anyway, on my walk back to the bus on my run, it's just quiet. You can hear a pin drop. He's just like,
oh, that's awkward.
And I was like, so, how's it going?
Yeah,
I was like, bro, what'd you buy from the market? He's like, nothing. He's like, we're trying to get back to the van. I'm like, yep, okay.
No,
okay, like,
Ethiopia was great.
Then he never spoke to me. I saw him in the outback office. He would never speak to me again.
Yeah, he did not like you from that trip.
Bro, I was amazing on the trip. Until that haircut, he just did not like me, bro.
No.
Shout out to Harel, his brother. His brother.
Yeah. Crazy with their brothers.
Yeah,
just another member
one
of
is
staff.
So much nicer. I'm joking.
I
love both of them unconditionally.
Yeah, that was the Ethiopia trip. I'm sure we have loads of other stories which will just pop up and we'll tell at random times.
And also the dancing man with the money on his head.
The dancing man, the food we spoke a bit about. But yeah, after Ethiopia we continued to Aardvark, which was an amazing experience. It was a lot of clubbing, like we said, a lot of going to the beach, a lot of making new friends from international. We went international.
Quite literally.
Yeah, we went international.
Tea
We
Time
made friends from everywhere.
Is a known podcast now.
Yeah, now Tea Time is known outside of Melbourne.
Outside of Europe as well.
Outside of Europe. We're international.
We
right
currently
now.
reside in like 5 continents.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Asia as well. The Israelis who know us. Yossi Russia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yossi Russia.
Does he know us?
Yeah, he knows. He's carrying the Asian Tea Time community.
There you go. And then from here, our years kind of split off. We're at about the end of May. And from here, I'll say my next couple of weeks, and then you can say, I went on a three-day hiking trip with friend of the channel, Jamie.
Dear friend of the channel. Jamie, aka Jalmuta, aka James.
I went on a hiking trip with him for 3-4 days, which was very difficult. It was 80 kilometers in 72 hours.
Yeah,
we ended up we carried all our food on our back. We slept outside with no tent. That was a really fun experience. Something I didn't think I would do, but I did, and I really enjoyed it. And then from there, I stayed at my grandparents' place in Israel for a month before I undertook my next adventure. But during that month, what I did was I visited this guy and some of the other people who did Camp America.
And I came to stay at yours.
And he came, we watched the Champions League
game
together.
We watched Chelsea get thrashed. Oh, he said no football, but we watched Chelsea get thrashed by Real Madrid. But that was...
it was Chelsea, Real Madrid. So basically these guys went to Camp America. I'll let you talk about that. But in between Aardvark and Camp America... Maybe I should not talk about that. Parts of it. They had like a 3-week training course on how to become camp counselors, and they stayed in Jerusalem. So I visited them a couple times, which was very enjoyable. One of those times, me and a friend of ours, Ben, who we'll definitely have on the podcast soon.
Yeah, we have promised him a
appearance.
Yeah, but
we made.
No, we make a lot of promises. We can't keep more.
We do make a lot of. No, we'll keep that promise.
Yeah, okay.
Fingers crossed.
Maybe.
But we may or may not have poisoned Aviv.
Oh God. Oh no, I can't show those photos.
No, definitely not. These photos will not come up on screen. But basically, me, Ben, and Aviv one night, we were like, let's make some dinner. Let's make some food. So we were going to make some lasagna. But Aviv had already made this packet mashed potatoes.
Yeah, what was it called? Oh my God, what was it called?
I don't remember.
They're really... pire. It was called pire.
It's not pire. In Hebrew, it's called... Oh, it is called pire.
Yeah,
it's called pire in Hebrew. And Aviv made it, and he was very proud of it. But he kind of made a whole bowl and weren't eating any of it. So when Aviv moved out the room for a second, me and Ben were like, you know what, we can fool him. We can trick him here. And, our insidious nature...
definitely insidious.
Our insidious nature compelled us to poison it. So we didn't literally poison it. We chucked a bunch of salt in, some mint leaves, some Nutella. We made it look disgusting. It looked like a pinkish color. Like imagine mashed potatoes that is pink and it has green leaves in it. It looked gross. Aviv walks back in, sees it, and he's like, I know you're trying to fuck with me, but I'll still do it anyway. Eats a whole spoon, eats a whole spoonful of it, eats another spoonful of it, and then for the next half an hour, he's throwing up on the toilet. It was unbelievable. It was so funny. Obviously, me and Ben felt very bad as soon as we realized it got serious. But it was pretty funny.
And then we made lasagna. Pretty good lasagna though. And then I was throwing it up as well because I had a delicate stomach.
Yeah.
I didn't even eat that. I ate 3 plates of it, but they were all just gone. Because I would throw up, then eat again, then throw up, then eat again.
So we made some lasagna. And then we cut it into 4 quarters. It
was a lot of lasagna.
Yeah, it was a lot of lasagna.
Contrary.
Initially, before eating lasagna, Aviv threw up. I think it was 3 times, 2 or 3 times, from the spoiled mashed potatoes. We eat a quarter of it each, so then there's 1 quarter left, right? Aviv then, after we're packing up the lasagna and we're cleaning everything up, Aviv opens the bin, forgets that we chucked the ruined mashed potato in the bin, just looks at the mashed potato, doesn't even, he doesn't eat it out the bin, he just looks at it, and then he starts throwing up straight away, runs to the toilet and threw up. And then he obviously threw up all this lasagna that we just ate. So he had the last quarter, and we finished the lasagna. But it was total like 5 or 6 times, and it was pretty funny at the start, but then
I'm getting queasy right now just thinking about it.
it was funny at the start, but it became quite shocking towards the end.
It was a good night. It was a good night. I mean, you guys enjoy yourself.
Me and Ben
you
had
guys
a
got
good
some
time.
laughs. That's what's important.
We did get some laughs, and that was our lasagna
Not my
story.
overall health.
No.
I think I probably lost about. That's why my stress level is so high on my watch. For some reason, my watch thinks I have high stress. I maybe should get checked out.
Maybe.
What's it at? I'm not staying still for 30 seconds.
He got a new Garmin watch, and he's very, very proud of himself for it.
Yeah, shout out to JB Hi-Fi fam.
JB Hi-Fi? Yeah. My current place of employment.
Yeah,
Current place of employment. But I'll get into that soon.
shout out to the guy there who flexed his $1,800 watch and $3,000 phone.
Was there someone that did that?
Yeah, it was. The bald
That's
guy.
deep.
Yeah,
That's
it
crazy.
was.
Crazy.
So actually, funny story about Duddy. Funny story. It's a bit of a Duddy bash story, but it's a funny story.
Okay.
So I bought a razor in America when I was in America, which we'll get to soon. And basically, I used the razor a fair amount.
Sure.
And then eventually my brother asked to use it, and so I was like, sure. And then he's like, my dad sees, like when I get back, my dad sees my brother using it. He's like, I'll fix it up for you. My dad cooks it, right?
Cooks the razor you bought?
No, he cooks my brother's hair.
Oh, your brother's hair.
You gotta realize this is one thing. My dad's been bald for 25 years. I go to my brother, I'm like, why would you let a guy bald touch your hair? Like, why would you let a guy who's bald? Like, he's got no experience.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he bald people can be, hairdressers.
Yeah, I know, but they can't, like, it's my dad. It's not a random bald hairdresser.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
anyways, but yeah, after
you can't exactly be punished with a shit haircut because you've already got one. So like,
there you go.
Madness call. I'm gonna be bald when I'm older.
Yeah, you're
I can
definitely
make this
gonna be
call.
bald.
It's like what's it called?
Self.
A future self-inflicted joke.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, after your
Shout out to my
3-week,
bald boys.
after your 3-week training course in Jerusalem, you went on a plane and you went to America.
Went on a plane, went to America. A lot of things happened there. Not many good things, that's for sure. I hated my job in Camp America. I didn't like it at all.
Unless Camp America want to sponsor the podcast.
You know what?
Because otherwise we love Camp
for
America.
legality's sake, I'm going to keep the name of the camp and the person who I hated anonymous.
But Camp America was fun. You enjoyed Camp?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't go back. You couldn't pay me. I said to them, I want 10K and like unlimited bud if I go back. So.
Unlimited what?
Like bud.
What?
It's legal in America. It's fine.
But we're not in America.
It's not legal here. That's why I only smoke when I go to America.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding. I've never smoked in my life.
And then what did you do after Camp America?
After Camp America, I saw my cousin in the US in LA. Great experience. I'll show some photos of Malibu Beach and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just went to Venice Beach. I went to other parts of LA which I've forgotten about, but a comes memory.
You enjoyed LA?
Oh yeah, shout out to my cousin bro, Daniel Strauss. Love him.
Nice.
Done a lot of shout outs this episode.
You have done a lot of shout outs. Everyone's getting shout out.
Oh, getting some texting from someone. Never mind. They can wait.
Obviously.
Interesting. Basically, I just showed who it was.
Anyways.
What was I going to say? Oh,
You're
yeah, it was about
talking
LA.
about LA,
After LA, I went to England. I went back to Israel for a bit. This Donnie wasn't there, unfortunately.
I was not there anymore.
But you know who was there?
Good friend of the podcast, Jamie.
Good friend of the podcast,
Good friend.
James as well. Oh.
He's gotten a lot of shout outs.
You know what?
He might have to be the first 2-time podcast guest
he
ever.
might have to be the first cameraman. He can just hold the camera and record.
Cameraman is brutal.
He could be the tea-time teapot. No,
He can just pour us tea whenever we want.
He'd be like, we'll pay him.
Yeah, nice.
We'll pay him with free tea-time features.
Yeah, sure.
We'll make it Instagram.
Everyone gets free tea time features. But yeah, what do you do after that? Your biggest.
After that, I saw Sean a lot and Aiden King.
Yeah.
Friends of the podcast. Wouldn't say friends of the podcast.
I wouldn't say friends of the podcast.
They're not really on it. And one's in South Africa, so he's gone. Then I went to England for a bit. Saw family. It was nice. Not going to say what I did there, but I just saw family. It was good.
Nice. There you go. That's a Viv's 2023. Let's give it an applause for
Now I'm back
2023. Yeah.
And what I'll say my 2023, post Ozark. So I post Ozark did the hike with Jamie, went to Jerusalem to see these guys a bit, was at my grandparents all of June. And then from July 1st to about September 12, 13, I went on a trip to Europe with my girlfriend. We visited about 14 or 15 countries in total.
Shout out to Gil's girlfriend. Should we get a photo of us in?
I can put some photos. I'll put some photos up of the trip. It was really, really nice.
We can't confirm that Gil is in fact cheating on me, but that's a different story altogether.
Cheating on you?
Yeah.
Sorry. No, that's okay. Don't be sorry. Yeah, so we visited like 12, 13, 14 countries. It was, I won't give the whole list of countries, but, you know, kind of your main...
No, give the whole list.
The whole list?
I want to hear that.
Okay, we start off in Turkey, Greece, Italy, Vatican, if you count Vatican, France, Monaco, if you count Monaco. Spain, Portugal, France. I already said France. Do we count the United Kingdom as a country, or are we doing England and Scotland?
United Kingdom is a country.
Okay, United Kingdom, but we went to London, Manchester, and Edinburgh.
Where were you in London?
I was in London 18th of August.
I missed you, mate.
Then after that to Ireland, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Hungary. So that's 14 countries.
It's a good scan.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable experience. And yeah, I really, really loved it. And I found out what countries I want to go back to, what countries I don't want to go back to. A country I really fell in love with, or a place, I should say. I really fell in love. Okay, sure.
Portugal.
No, wrong.
Close.
Not really. I loved Edinburgh.
No way.
Edinburgh was so nice.
No way.
Why? Have you been to Edinburgh?
Yes, but like it's cool, but
I
like...
loved it.
I like it too, but like... How did you think you were like 18?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like 12.
Yeah.
Did you go to Stonehenge?
Didn't go to
That's a
Stonehenge.
missed opportunity.
Yeah, that could have been. But when we were in London, it was so packed. Like, we had so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to just take a day to go to Stonehenge.
It was hot, it was weather.
Yeah, good weather. I was
Good
lucky to
weather.
get good weather.
You know when I was in London? It was starting to get towards the winter. I left there October 14th? Or 15th? You know, in London, it rained twice when I was there. And that's the colder
Yeah,
months.
that's pretty good.
I brought the heat.
Yeah.
I brought the heat
You
from down
brought-
under and from Israel.
You built the heat. My weather when I was away for, I think it was 75 days in total. It was only rainy, I would say, about 6 or 7, which was really lucky. It was rainy a lot when we were in Belgium and when we were in Netherlands. But aside from that, it was pretty good weather.
Did you go to the red light district?
To where?
Did you go to the red light district?
I did.
Tell the viewers how that was.
Especially our younger viewers.
The red light
They're eager to
district.
know.
The red light district. But the red light district was, let's just say, it was an interesting experience.
Did you want to smash?
No, obviously not.
Obviously
not.
not.
It was a very interesting experience. It was actually the first street.
I thought you were going to say it's the first time you saw a girl naked.
No.
Would be madness.
It was the first street that my girlfriend and I visited, like the first main street, because we kind of stayed. Where did we stay in Netherlands? In Amsterdam, sorry. We stayed kind of not on the outskirts, but it was like a 45-minute walk away from like the main central areas.
Jeez, you took a train, like the tram they have there.
We either trammed or we walked, like depended on the mood, like what we wanted to do. So we walked that morning, and like the first main street in the central area we got to was the red light district, and this was at like maybe 12 p.m. and like it's dead at 12 p.m. Like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. It was
The red
so
light- the red
filthy.
light district.
It was like at 12 p.m. It was
Yeah, because
polluted.
at night it's like big and like, people clean
Yeah,
it.
it was not clean at all. It was so dirty. The roads was polluted. Like the canals, like Amsterdam, I was expecting beautiful canals. The
No, they're
canal on
dirty.
the red light district was so dirty. So I didn't enjoy
How many
that.
condoms were on the floor?
I don't remember, but like it's like stuff like that, like really gross and disgusting. But I really enjoyed Amsterdam in the total.
Did you have some good cheese, some good waffles?
Yeah, had a lot of cheese. Didn't have waffles.
In Belgium, man.
Belgium, I had a waffle.
Some good
You know what I
chocolate?
learned was very popular? It's chips, like fries.
Yeah.
Fries are very,
Pommes
very big. Yeah.
Pommes.
Nice.
Ah.
Nice. Chips are very popular in Belgium and Netherlands, and I didn't know that. And my favorite new food that I tried on the trip in the Netherlands, stroopwafel.
Oh, good. The cam waffles.
So good.
Oh, it's cool, Bavel.
So good. They're like these like they're kind of like waffles, a bit smaller, but they're 2 waffles pressed together with like salted caramel on the inside. So good. Like
You can have like a little bites as well.
yeah, they
They
were
go insane.
unbelievable.
They go crazy on
They
the
were
Friday night.
unbelievable.
They go crazy, man.
But yeah, no, Europe was like unbelievable experience.
Did you go to Germany?
I did go to Germany.
How was Germany?
Germany was cool. I liked it. We went to Berlin and Leipzig. Berlin was cool.
Leipzig's interesting, wasn't it? Why you
Yeah,
went there?
Leipzig, to be honest.
I went to Munich if I was you.
No, we went to Leipzig because it was a bit more of a stopover, like on the way.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
like one day to fill, and we were like, we need to find something that's between Berlin and between Budapest.
Mm-hmm.
And we were thinking Vienna or Prague.
I so would have gone Prague.
But we said we don't want to spend one day in Vienna or Prague. You know, like
True.
you'd want to spend more than one day there. So we said like a smaller city that you could spend a day in. And Leipzig, to be honest, it was kind of mid. Like I wouldn't want to go back to Leipzig, but it was just one day.
I mean, Red Bull might be happy with that, but...
Yeah, Leipzig, Red Bull have other cities that are big. Salzburg, they have a Red Bull.
Isn't Vienna? Is Red Bull from...
Salzburg is Austria, yeah.
Red Bull's... But Vienna is as well, huh? No, Vienna's in Hungary.
Vienna's in Austria.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Come on, Johns. That's poor from you. But no, I really, really enjoyed Europe, and I'm very excited to go back. And yeah, Europe was amazing, and now I'm back here. I got back mid-September. I'm working a lot on my hustle, and that's kind of life right now. That's kind of life. And I thought...
I'm trying to find a job.
Yeah, trying to find a job. That's a life right now back home.
Yeah.
We've got until late Feb when uni is, and we're gonna...
Early March, I think. Yeah.
Early March, yeah. I think the goal is just to work as much as I can, and for you as well, until then.
Yeah, work out as much as I can. Not to work.
But...
we have different definitions of work.
we do.
But moving on to our last segment, I'm going to take that and read off of it.
Wait, relax.
But we're going to question of the app.
We're going to question of the app. And
Okay, right.
we've got a new thing for question of the app. Like Aviv mentioned earlier.
You mentioned at the start,
to
to spice up the viewers.
Spice up the viewers. Spice up the podcast.
The podcast, sorry.
And have some more interactions
Some
with
of
the
the
viewers.
viewers do need spicing up.
We thought that we would have a bit of an incentive for question of the app. Get you guys to send in your questions, be more involved, more engaged. At the end of each season, what we're going to do is we're going to, like every episode, we pick our question of the app, our favorite question, and we're going to put the winners of question of the app in a lucky dip, like a pot. We pick that one out, and the winner is going to get some sort of football item, football accessory. It could be a jersey, could be boots, could be a ball.
We're going to limit it to about $100 at the start.
Yeah, limit of about
Wait
$100.
till we grow a little bit more, bring in those millions, but then we'll...
I don't know if we're bringing in those millions, but that's what we thought we'd do.
But yeah.
And I'll actually clip this up and put it on Instagram so people are aware of it. But we think that would be a fun way for people to get involved. So Viv,
So I'm going
kick
to
us
go
off
with
questions.
actually one of my favourite questions. I've had a bit of a scour. And
Is scour a word?
I've had a bit of a look at the questions. And it's one of my favourite ones. I'm going to start off with it. How many kilograms did Gilad and Aviv put on? Gorilla emoji.
Who sent that one?
From Liam Robertson.
All right. I personally,
you wanna
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, I vividly know.
I don't weigh myself
well,
that
I do.
much, to be honest. So
Well,
I wouldn't
you
know.
don't weigh that much, or you don't weigh yourself?
I don't weigh myself.
Well, I do weigh myself that much. So I put on...
I'll do it.
Do the next question?
Yeah.
I'll do the next question. So
One
each?
more.
Okay, so I left at about 90 kilos, and I put on 7 kilos. No, I left at 90, I went down to like 88 over aardvark and 87, I think. Then I gained about 8 kilos. No. I gained about 10 kilos.
Fitness journey.
I gained about 10 kilos in the USA. As it happens, after 2.5 months, I gained about 10 kilos. Crazy.
Classic America.
Crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
That's a kilo a week.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But I gained a lot of weight. I wasn't even eating that much. Like, that being said, I probably didn't eat that much. But like, I didn't feel like I ate that much. But yeah, and now I'm down to like 94. I was down to 92 earlier this week, but I think
So what's the net gain? On net loss, but I think it's a net gain.
About 4 kilos.
That's okay. For a gap year where you didn't exercise that much, there you go.
But yeah, I also have my photos of that will be shown as well, which put me out of action for a long time. Remember when I was on crutches?
Yeah. We
so
can
yeah.
talk about it another time.
Exactly.
That's another story for the podcast.
That's my photo. That's actually leads very well to the next question.
Which one? Oh, next question from Jordan Rose, who is also a friend of the podcast.
A dear friend of the podcast.
A dear friend of the podcast. Drunk
Yeah.
Stories X.
Well, this leads perfectly to what I was saying earlier. I think the best drunk story of mine was, well, not the best, but one of my stupid drunk stories was a scooter incident.
Was that a drunk story?
Yeah, I was drunk when I did it. So basically what happened was, driving to Gilad's party, actually. I was running a little bit late, so I was like, let's get a scooter. How am I having my fun? I had about 6-7 shots. I'm killing myself,
This was my 18th birthday, and there was no alcohol involved. Like
I just prayed in my house.
No one else drank other than Aviv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like on the way to Gilad's party, and I get to a pothole. My sexy ass falls in the scooter right at the pothole. I go flying off. I was very lucky to hurt my head.
That's true.
Very lucky. And I scraped up my pants, my arms.
Ouch.
I went straight to hospital. My foot was really, really badly hurt. Right? And I remember I was like, come on, guys, let's get back up. It's like I just fell. I'm fine. Like I'm all right. Happens all the time. And I put my shoe back on. Whatever. 30 seconds later, my shoe gets really tight. And I look, my whole foot's swollen.
Oof.
And I'm like, shit, I can't put any weight on it. I'm like, shit, I think I've broken it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm like, all right. I was like, maybe I'll just walk all that way. Maybe it's just like a bruise. And I walk and done.
There you go.
Done. Could not walk.
There you go.
Had to go to the hospital. I was drunk though. I didn't tell them I drank. So like, I was very good with the pain because you don't really feel pain as much when you're drunk.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
they didn't think I'd broken it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I got an X-ray. Turns out it was a contusion or bone bruising.
Uh-huh.
Very close to a break or a fracture, but
There you go.
I just been unconscious for about a week, and then I walked around with them with crutches, and then eventually I couldn't kick a ball for about a month and a half.
Damn, that's crazy.
Remember, I would kick a ball once and I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, I remember.
I wasn't on crutches, but I would kick a ball. I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a drunk story.
Now you're back.
A regrettable one, but yeah.
Well, that ties into a good.
What are your drunk stories?
I don't really have a good one.
The one on the bus. I've got a great photo of that. Yes, mate.
Okay.
I think
Fine.
it's a great photo.
Well, I was going to say this ties into the next question well. From Ben Wolf, another good friend of the podcast. Was there anything you did for the first time? And for me, it was drink alcohol after you know,
Oh, I've got a lot more than that.
after never doing it. Well, you didn't have to answer that question.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe that's a good
No, I
one.
think I'll answer the question.
Okay, but you can do it after.
Yeah, I'll answer the question.
But yeah, and one time we were on our way, I think it was to Moonchild actually, which we shouted out earlier, and we were throwing like this water bottle, I don't know why I said it like that, this plastic water bottle on the floor, and like a bowling ball, but it was a plastic water bottle instead, and for some reason, when I did it, I lost my like balance, or like my vision was blurred, so what I did was I threw it, and I kind of like scraped, I scraped my hands on the floor, and I was in a lot of pain, and I was like, I'm drunk and I'm in a lot of pain. This could be really bad. Like maybe something bad's happened here. So we're on the way to the club and we're sitting on the bus, and I'm like to Aviv, can you please take a photo of my hands?
Yeah.
Because I was like, just in case I forget what happens, or just in case, you know, I don't, you know, something, whatever. Just so I have a photo so I know what happened.
Yeah,
right?
like I wasn't that drunk. I was like you know, a bit tipsy, kind of starting to get drunk, but I was still very much like aware of what's going on. I was like,
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
so I took a photo like this because it was one of these fingers. I don't even remember.
And I'm like saying like, oh no, your hand's pain. Like you're in the.
And I was stressed because I thought that my finger was so swollen from the photo, but it wasn't, and it was just completely normal. So I was it was a very silly story, and I thought I was drunk. I thought I broke my thumb.
And I was like, Tim Gilad, no, it's Ben. He's like, no, it's like Gil's played it before. And I was like, no, Gil.
And that's
that's
my drunk story, I guess. But other than that, I don't really have.
Yeah,
anything.
you're pretty good with alcohol.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think that ties in perfectly to the next question. Oh, what do we try first? I think mine will just be like cigarettes and stuff.
I think this is a good question to finish off on. What do you think?
Oh,
about
you don't do every single question?
No.
Okay, so I think for the football questions, we might save them for next time.
Yeah, we might save the football questions for next time.
James Solo was a banger of a question.
James will have a banger of the question. We can address it very shortly.
I think we're not going to address that question.
Okay, we're not going to address the question.
But from Adam Freeman, Tiberius Aviv or Tel Aviv Ari?
Okay.
In Tiberius, you know,
I would argue Tel Aviv Aviv is better than both.
Yeah, but that's not what they experienced.
That's true.
I would say Tiberius Jonty.
Tiberius Jonty was a
Destroy
pretty
Tel
funny
Aviv Ari. Tel Aviv Ari, first of all, before we know, that wasn't even like a consensual act. Like, you know, that's what we know.
No, we know it was consensual.
That was
we
a joke. You know, but like, you know, I think...
Okay, when it comes down to it, Tel Aviv Ari was just a hookup in a club.
With some more.
With a little bit more. Whereas Tiberius Jonty was a little bit more than that.
Exactly.
So that's why I think Tiberius Jonty takes the cake. And it was very out of nowhere. It wasn't a clubbing night, so you know a clubbing night.
Before, but it wasn't clubbing night.
Yeah, but a clubbing night, you know, you kind of expect hookups, so that's why maybe Ari was going in looking for it. Whereas Jonty going into that night did not expect what was going to happen. For those who know,
it's a magical night.
Anyways.
With a magical ending. What is the most important thing you learned about yourself? Friend of the podcast. He was on that episode.
Friend of the podcast, dear friend of the
podcast, dear friend of the people of the podcast. You know,
yeah, that's a good question
the
to
man
finish
that made
off on.
himself Corey Kosoberman.
That's a good
What's the
question.
most important thing you learned about yourself? A classic, nice question to end off on.
Yeah.
I would say a classic Batman moment.
Very meaningful, a good question to end
That's
off
just
on.
what he does. That's just what he does. You know?
It's what he does.
That's what he does. Okay, so what's the most important thing you learned about yourself on the...
The most important thing I learned of myself on Aardvark or just in general, you think?
I think on your whole gap year.
On my whole gap year, the most important thing that I learned about myself, that's a tough one, you know? Maybe just, you know, to back myself. Maybe just, you know, it's going to sound soppy and it's going to sound
Sloppy?
moist. No, soppy and
soppy.
moist. But, you know, just general confidence, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
In social situations, when I'm put in an uncomfortable situation or meeting new people, you know, because I met a lot of new people this year. We're put in situations I had never really been before, lived by myself. I would say the most important thing was, like, to stand up for myself in social situations and get what I want.
For sure.
And also to put myself out there and try and make new friends, try and meet new people. So that was the most important thing.
I rate that.
How about you, Johns?
I'm just looking at my message, sorry. My new watch. I just don't talk about my watch. It's kind of a bit flexy. It's not even that good.
Bro's flexing a gum and watch like that.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
No. She goes like...
What's your... Come on, don't ruin the wholesome moments.
I think I learned the most on the podcast, especially when I was in England, was how to interact with people, you know. Confrontation, for some people in my family, is a big thing for them. What? Nothing. So basically, I learned how to, you know, not to like... I don't know how to be straight up and how to, like, you know, fully send it and be like, not just like kind of back and forth with people, or not like kind of making things out to what they are, you know, being straight up. Like, for example, you know, if you feel a certain way about somebody, or if you don't like somebody, make it straight up to them and just tell them. That's how I learned a lot about being like straight up. I also learned a lot. I learned how bad, you know, smoking is for you. That was pretty bad. I learned that a lot. But also I learned, wasn't very good at this, but I learned how to live with others.
Okay.
And that's what I think is the biggest thing. Like, I started, this is going to be a bit TMI, but we're back in my room at home. It's my room. No one really comes in my room, which is kind of sad, but no one really comes in my room. And so, basically, I remember me and Jamie shared a room, and we had certain smells in the room, right? Some will say it was Jamie's feet, some will say it was my clothes on the floor. I will always say it was Jamie's feet. After he went on the hike with Gilad, bro, that was bad. When
You didn't share a room with him after that?
Did I not?
No.
I swear I did. No, it was during Pesach we went on the hike.
No, we went on the hike after Advar.
Oh, but he did say on Pesach he did a hike.
No, he didn't.
No, he went to the kibbutz with his dad.
Yeah,
he went to the kibbutz with his dad for 3 days, and I smelled his shoes, his feet, and oh my god, he used my socks as well, and it smelled really bad. But you know.
Anyways, what did you learn?
I learned that rooms need room spray and clean like room products.
That's the most important thing you learned.
Big thing that I learned.
The most important thing
I
you
learned that
learned
you can make your room
is
smell
that
nice.
That's the most important thing.
I would say it's like up there because I have like some people in my room. So I would say it's, what?
Nah, nothing, man.
I would genuinely say it's the most important thing I learned. Oh, and that, you know, don't get too drunk.
Okay.
You'll do dumb stuff.
So you've mentioned like 4 different...
I also learned a 2 at 10 becomes a 10 at 2.
A 2 at 10 becomes crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Anyways.
Is that what madness called?
It's, I guess, yeah.
Like madness. The things that alcohol do is crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Drink wisely.
Don't drink and
drink
drive.
responsibly.
And drive. Don't drive.
But yeah, so I think question of the app must go to Corey Berman for that last question.
You know what?
That's what I put forward.
I digress. I think we go. Can you get the questions back, please? I've got the questions back. But I remember the one that I really enjoyed.
There you go. Here's the questions.
One that I enjoyed. I'm going to go with Liam Robinson's question.
Okay, we can put them both
in the
pot. We can put them both in the pot.
Yeah, I think it's I think the gorilla emoji really adds to the question.
Sure.
And, you know, and I'm looking forward to see Lushy. You know, I wouldn't call him a dear friend of the podcast, but friends of the podcast.
Yeah, maybe soon he'll be a different
Maybe soon.
podcast.
Maybe if he gets to that low, he'll come on the podcast. I'm just joking. Awful joke. Should call. Call him Jonty. That's enough.
Yeah, so Liam and Corey are now in the pot.
Yeah.
You know, to win a Tea Time sponsored gift. And yeah, that's what we're going to continue doing every week. We also want to have a guest on every single week on the podcast, starting from next week. And from next week, we'll start talking about soccer or football, sorry. And we'll start, you know, talking about not all the things we missed, but we'll try being current events.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I really look forward to possibly, you know, consistency as well.
No, not possible. It will happen.
I think what we also want to do is maybe a nice little reaction previous seasons
Maybe.
Polls.
We might do something like
Gilad
that.
Put, when Gilad famously said that Erling Haaland will not have that good of a season.
We might do that. We might do a bit of a
And I
reaction.
predicted him for the top scorer, so that's
Crazy.
booyah.
But yeah, no, we'll
Yeah.
try to be consistent. Try put out a podcast a week. We think we've got.
Yeah.
We're coming up with a new editing system, a
Yeah,
way to
for sure.
share the workload.
A potential logo. Shout out to the one and only M Dog. Please contact me back.
Yeah, we are gonna a rebranding of the Tea Time Podcast
Yes.
coming soon. Maybe by the time this episode's
And
out.
potentially a mascot.
Maybe
in the works.
Potentially a mascot.
Mascot.
But yeah,
In the works.
guys, thank you. We're so excited to be back for season 4.
Exactly.
And yeah, we're excited for the journey. And make sure that you follow us on Instagram, teatime__podcast.
And yeah, that's
2 underscores.
Oh, sorry. 2 underscores on podcast.
2 underscores on podcast.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we're on TikTok as well. I think on TikTok it's Tea Time 2 podcast.
Yeah, no, time to __ podcast.
Tea Time 2 _ podcast. Instagram.
If you're a real fan, you'll see us in the For You page.
Yeah, if you're a real fan, you'll see us. But yeah,
Shout out to Lani Cohen who actually got us to follow from the For You page.
really.
Yeah, she kept saying to me, I see you guys on my For You page, and I keep scrolling. I was like, well, why do you keep scrolling?
Yeah, that's
Give it a
crazy.
follow.
Just tell you that she keeps going.
So yeah,
But yeah, thank you guys very much, and don't go changing.
go training lads. See ya.